Wait no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I am your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, you can listen to this show wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube at Bad Bit Games. If you like what you hear, please hit us with a 5-star review on iTunes. It really does help us out. And if you really like us, you can head on over to patreon.com/badbit and support us there. So with all that said, and with all that out of the way, the greatest co-host whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson, how are you, sir?
Fantastic. If you're watching the video version out there, my beard's coming back. Yeah. I feel somewhat normal.
Yeah.
I know Joe's happy because he hated the mustache only look.
Dude, it was bad. It was bad. And I'm not going to be the friend that goes, oh yeah, no, you're rocking it, you know, whatever.
Oh, no, I got you.
I'm the friend that gives you the hard truth of what you need. And to me...
Yeah. The only reason I did it, because, like, I'm not leaving the house all that much. And then when I do, I'm wearing a mask.
I get it.
Now I know I can't pull it off fully.
Fair. It's just
better than, you know, in high school and college, I had the reverse where I had like that little soul patch goatee thing only.
Oh,
no,
God.
The side things, right? Oh, it was bad.
God.
It was bad.
I used to have major sideburns because I liked Wolverine a lot, and he had like the mutton chops. That's what I tried to pull off in high school.
All the way down?
Almost.
Okay.
Yeah, my history teacher used to call me, like, I think it was like sideburns or something like that.
Oh, like starburns on
almost
Community
like starburns, but not with stars. But
okay.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, gang, this is a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. And today, we're talking about who's really responsible for all the Last of Us Part 2 leaks. And we're going to talk about Summer Game Fest. We're going to be talking about all the types of EA news that's been dropping on us today. And even talking about customizing your genitals in Cyberpunk 2077. We're truly in a dystopian-like future if this is the news that we got this week, Kyle.
We're in a weird timeline.
Yeah.
For sure. 2020 is like, I get another Community reference. We rolled a 6. We're in a dark timeline or something. It's weird.
Dude, it really is. And with that, before we start this show, 2 major bits of news. If you're watching us on YouTube, comments are disabled because the Last of Us spoilers are out there. I have already been spoiled. Kyle, would you like to know how I spoiled this game for myself?
Yes, and I just want to shout out to you for being my protector in these spoiler-filled times.
It definitely has. Real talk. So, again, we've disabled comments on YouTube. Also, Kyle has not seen the story trailer for The Last of Us Part 2 yet. So, we're going to be...
launched today.
That was launched today as of recording.
Today.
Yeah. So, we're going to be watching it along with Kyle. And if you're on the YouTube version, because Naughty Dog is striking everything, we can't actually have the Last of Us footage in there. So you're going to just look at us looking blank at a screen. It's going to be weird. But hey, I hope you dig it because this is the times we're in. So with that, Kyle, listen, how are you doing, buddy? Because I've gotten this game spoiled for me.
Yeah, you did. And we were talking about it beforehand, how... You're not even mad. You're just kind of like, it's like Ron Burgundy in Anchorman. I was telling you, like, you ate the whole wheel of cheese. I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
Because I spoiled this game on accident 3 times. Last week, I told everybody that I tried to block the person that was leaking all the stuff, and I ended up knowing what one thing happened. And then last night, as I'm about to go to sleep, I get a notification. And I got followed by like 5 different people at once. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Okay, let me see what's up with this. Someone went out, made 5 different email addresses, and then made 5 different Twitter accounts, all with different imagery. So like this person went out Google Images and at least took a second of their time to pick the best one. And then their title, their name is actually all the spoilers in The Last of Us. So I know what happens already. That's just, and I have the opportunity I was at the fork in the road. Do I get upset and let this person win? Or do I just take a second to realize this person wasted 30 minutes of their time creating an email, creating 5 different accounts just to make me mad?
It's so sad. What a sad existence that person lives in.
Oh, absolutely. So again, just extra like word to the wise. Don't look at any of the comments. Please mute all the words.
Mute
even
everything.
Spellings. Yeah.
I think what I did on Twitter, and the reason why I haven't seen like some people that I don't follow or follow me like some of my stuff is I muted everything. Muted follows from people you don't know, notifications from everything. Just mute it all if you're that into this game and don't want anything spoiled.
Yeah. And again, with that said, we're going to be watching along with Kyle as this is his first look at the trailer. This will be my 107th time.
Really?
I'm still, dude. It's. To quote Parks and Rec, I've been staring at this trailer for 5 hours. Again, and that's the thing for me with spoilers. You're never gonna get under my skin because it's not about the destination; it's about the journey. So for me, it's about these performances that I know are going to be fucking epic. That's why I'm here right now, right? So for me, again, in a weird, sad existence, I'm impressed that this guy. Or Cal or whoever just went out of their way to try to ruin my day. Also, don't search anything. Okay? Last of Us comes out, what is it, June 19th? Bam, remember that in your head. You're going to buy this game. Don't search anything because while I was searching for the game for Kyle on YouTube, I literally typed Last of Us and the auto search happened and it was all the spoilers. So really, really for the love of God, don't go out there and
quarantine inside your quarantine. Please. Do a second quarantine for yourself.
It's not that hard. We've been doing it for 8 years now. I mean, it's not that difficult.
Yeah, my daughter is 8 now.
Oh my God, how's she doing?
Yeah. She was born just yesterday. Remember?
What would be your daughter's name?
Delilah.
Yeah, Delilah. Oh, Delilah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I can't believe you and Margot Robbie really hit it off in those 8 years.
Listen, when I met her in my upstairs bathroom and we just hit it off and took her to a date in my kitchen. It was great.
And Margot Robbie was just oh my God, look at this living room. Look at these.
Right?
Oh my God.
Well, you still live with your parents, man. I'm so in love with you.
You got some prospects. Let's go. Let's go, bro. Anyway, with that, enough spoiler. Well, how I got spoiled. Kyle, what have you been playing, man?
Oh yeah, wow! I totally forgot that was the thing we do on the show.
Yeah. 8 minutes in.
8 minutes in, let's do it. I finally decided to start Persona 5 Royal.
How are you digging it?
So here's the thing, and I think it's because
Seamus is worried.
Seamus, do not worry. I don't mean in a bad way. It's because the beginning of that game is still sort of fresh in my mind. It's kind of I'm going through the motions up until the point where you get to the first palace when you're actually battling and going through the dungeon and whatnot. So the early stuff, it wasn't super engaging to me, just because I've done this fairly recently until some of the new stuff popped up with the new student. And
how early on does she pop in?
Very early on.
Oh, really?
Very early on. Yeah. But then the moment you get into going to steal the first palace is the heart of the guy in the first palace. I'm all in. I remember why I loved it the first time, and the time flies. I'm 11 hours in already, and I did not think I played that much of it. So I'm excited to keep going with that until the next big game that I'm waiting for is Maneater in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
I have that being sent to my house, so I'm excited for that. But up until then, I want to hit Persona. I want to hit Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I want to hit PS Now because I got PS Now for a year. I want to check out some stuff on there.
Let me tell you something about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Ever since I saw the Valhalla trailer, looks fucking incredible. I've had the itch to go back and try out Odyssey. Because what happened with Odyssey, I stopped midway through because Red Dead Redemption came out. And I traded it in for something. I don't know. GameStop gave me a nickel. I was like, cool, I'd rather a dime. But now that Valhalla's come out, I got the itch to go back in. Though I do have Persona 5 Royal and Neo 2 waiting on the side. So I've been hunting for a price. Right now you could get it on Xbox. And I'm assuming it's because of the Inside Xbox that's happening as of tomorrow, as of recording. For $20 for the gold that comes with AC3. And I was like, oh man, I want trophies though. So it's like this every hour upon the hour I'm looking up Assassin's Creed Odyssey and just okay, come on, drop in price. Come on, drop.
I'm
hunting on Warrior
absolutely-
64. I'm just stalking his Twitter.
I'm absolutely positive. I will say 85 to 90% positive. When we see gameplay of Valhalla tomorrow during the Inside Xbox thing, I think all Assassin's Creed games will go on sale after
Be
that
fucking
one.
better, dude. I really want this game.
Also, like, how exciting we're going to see next-gen gameplay tomorrow.
Eh?
And it's all, like, third-party stuff,
Yeah.
which will come to PlayStation. So I'm very excited.
Okay, real talk. Since it's all third party, lightning round. What do you think we're gonna see? What do you want to see?
We will see gameplay of the new Lego Star Wars. I fully 100% believe in
fucking
that
Lego
one.
Star Wars out of nowhere.
They remade the whole thing.
Okay,
It's not just all the games put together. They remade the engine and everything.
but for like a next gen.
It's every Lego Star Wars game put together, including the new movies. Every Star Wars movie.
But okay, but like you're okay. All these Xbox fans are flipping out about fucking teraflops.
I don't care about them. I want to see what the new Lego engine looks like. That's what I want to see.
All right, let's do it.
Valhalla gameplay for sure.
Okay.
Not even Loki. I think we'll see Batman tomorrow.
Yeah,
I really do.
I want to see Batman tomorrow. Because, like, to me, like, it just makes sense that DC has a presence on that show floor because we already have Avengers and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, we can't just corner the market on superheroes. So I think, yeah, but do you think that this Batman game will be an Arkham game? Roll the dice, roll the dice.
Ooh, no. I don't think Arkham will be in the title.
So it's
I
not
think
gonna
it'll be
be-
Batman Court of Owls.
It's going to be a new voice actor for Batman and everything?
Oh no. Yeah. I'll say yes for that one.
I'm going to say that there's a nemesis system in there.
Yes, there better be.
And if a criminal beats you, like he'll get like a jacket, you know what I mean? And then like he's like, look at me, I beat the Batman. The Joker gave me a blazer.
What would be so cool is he gets out of prison and he still has a black eye or something,
or
like you can see the damage that Batman has done to this guy.
yes, or like my other thing is like he then becomes his own like type of like superhero
Supervillain
or supervillain
yes
thing. Yeah,
yes, that would be so awesome.
he's like, I'm the one-armed hook man. That's my name. It doesn't fit for SEO purposes, but I'm here.
My name is Brittle Man. My bones have been broken so many times.
You know the best about this little segment right here, Kyle?
Yeah.
By the time this podcast is out, we'll know that
doesn't
the
matter.
Brittle Man is not even a thing. So let's square up the news. But before we square up the news, big shout out to our patrons over at patreon.com/badbit. For the month of May, I want to shout out our gold executive producer, Robbie Bobby Miller himself, our silver plus members, Ray Martinez and JB the Purple Monkey himself. Thank you all so very much. Again, Patreon starts back up in the 1st of June. And also, just a little side note as well, we understand that there's crazy times, and now the latest and greatest thing that everybody's kind of searching for are face masks. Link down below, we're selling our own trophy room /badbit inspired face masks over on Redbubble. And all that money, all that profit will be going to save the children. So, help protect yourself, help support the show, and also help kids in need. And what better is that, Kyle? I challenge you. Nothing. Now, all right, let's go on Square Up the News.
First piece of news comes from Steven Totillo from Kotaku. Hackers are likely responsible for The Last of Us Part 2 leak. The details of the apparent hack were first shared on Twitter late Saturday night by a person going by the name Pixelbutts, who later elaborated over direct message about how the exploit was discovered. He declined to share his real name. And this is in the article, but like, if your name's Pixelbutts, why use your real name?
Honestly, just use your real name, because that's way less embarrassing.
He described the sequence of events that started in January. That's when he says a hacker group discovered a method for accessing the Amazon servers for Naughty Dog games using what was essentially password information included in the code for the studio's games, including 2011's Uncharted 3 and 2013's The Last of Us. Those games accessed the servers for multiplayer functionality, but apparently could also be used to fetch files stored there. Quote, the UC3 key got them UC3 development material, and UC2's key did the same, but there was some The Last of Us 1 content mixed into UC3's server, Pixelbutt said.
Son of a bitch.
It
What a
wasn't
name.
too much of a stretch to think The Last of Us 1 server would have The Last of Us 2 material, end quote. By March, he said the group grabbed at least 1 terabyte of data from the part of the server associated with The Last of Us.
Okay. End the story right there. So now we understand how these hackers got it.
Thanks, Pixel Butts.
Thank you, Pixel Butts. Also, Sony has identified
Does
who
he
did
fart
it.
in chiptune, by the way? Do you think he farts in
It's like-
chiptune?
I'm thinking like he's farting in like 8 or like 16-bit. That's what I'm thinking, you know? But I'm also thinking to myself, even before we get into the seriousness, let's have a little fun
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm thinking of Watergate and I'm thinking of Deep Throat. And that guy, when he was just like, I'm going to name myself Deep Throat, never thought, I'm assuming it's the 70s, that like that would be a derogatory term, Tim Wolf's son. But Pixel Butts, you know what you're walking in here. And so your name, you chose it in a time of the internet. You could have been like, I don't know, Legion, 420XX no scope.
He's
but-
the villain of the Pixels movie sequel we never got.
That's why he is so angry that Adam
He's so
Sandler's
angry.
critically acclaimed Pixels movie that bombed in the box office. He wants it. He demands it. He's like, what was that Adam Sandler movie that just came out? It was really good.
Uncut Gems?
Yeah, he's like, forget about Uncut Gems 2. Give me Pixels 2 right now. That's my stand. All right, I put my butt on the line for Pixels. Anyway, with that, we understand now, right, who did this. We don't really understand their intent, but we also do understand that Sony knows who did it, and I'm assuming at this point they've caught the people involved in this hack. I got a question, though, for you. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
This one was from Donnie Reese over at PSVG. He wrote in writing this. I loved the talk regarding Naughty Dog's culture, employee behavior, and all the news wrapping up into the leak. But now that we've discovered it wasn't an employee at all, I wonder how/if you feel different at all. Kyle, last week it was an employee. Now it's not?
Yeah.
Does this change your tune about the culture at Naughty Dog, or what are your thoughts now?
I still think something needs to be changed there. I think we both agree on that point.
Yeah.
But when it comes to learning that it wasn't an employee that leaks this, my thoughts on that individual are still the same. You are a sad individual. Why would you do this? Like you're going out of your way to take hope, fun, happiness away from people that have been waiting for this for such a long time.
In a time where we kind of need
Out of
the most.
anger or just boredom, like
Yeah.
I just don't understand where your head's at.
Or the ability of just being able to do it in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, to me, it changes it in the fact of there is a sense of relief. Again, look, I got the whole story spoiled for me. I'm unfazed by that. I was more hurt that it would be an employee, knowing how much work they and their colleagues have put into it, and them just spoiling it. Just that was like that was like a rigid dagger in the back, right?
Yeah.
Knowing that it's just some douchebag in a basement of some dank ass hotel doing this, thinking that they're top of the world. Fine.
Yeah.
It's whatever. We got those nihilists everywhere. You look on Twitter, they're everywhere. They're miserable people that just want to be miserable. And it sucks. Also, this is on Sony because I know Microsoft, actually, they're just like, hey, if you find a flaw in our architecture, let us know. We'll literally give you I think it was like $100,000. You just come in here. I don't know. It's a large sum of money. It's like thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
If you find this flaw in our system, and we'll pay you in kind and we'll patch it. And that is a much healthier way, where Sony, I think, and I'm not even fucking around when I say this, if you find like a security flaw, they'll give you like a t-shirt.
So, jeez, really?
Yeah, so it's a pathetic amount. So it's this one also kind of falls on Naughty Dog. The parent company Sony. It's like, protect your stuff better, and also maybe have some type of system in place that maybe, just maybe, it may lure people away from doing the shady and shitty thing that is leaking an entire game for everybody. Because right now it's just, the internet's kind of a shitstorm, and it's ruining a lot of people's days, and that sucks. Yeah. Not a lot of people think like me or give a shit like or not give a shit like me, and it kind of sucks where the narrative of this game is now, because you thought it'd be a great idea. I don't know.
It's also wild to me that a company, a whole industry where secrecy is at the utmost importance when you're making a game, have it tied into a previous game.
Yeah,
like where it's kind of easily accessible that way.
To
like,
me,
it's weird.
To go even further, it just goes to show how little we, as just anybody who's anybody, really knows the ins and outs of development. Of like, yeah, how was this like found in the files within files of previous games? And we talk about like Amazon servers again. We often have these like camps of like, my flag is here, this is my company, and you assume Sony has their own servers. No, it's like they're leasing it from Amazon, right? Like you assume Microsoft has their Azure servers. Like there's a little things that we just assume that aren't really the case, and that's why when I read this, it was actually more interesting of like, oh wow, the industry is a way more gray area than we think it is,
Yeah.
But with that, Famous Seamus writes in, and he has a question for us. Now that the source of the Naughty Dog leak has found out not to be a developer angry, but hackers, do you think the leaks will still have an impact on sales and reception for The Last of Us Part 2? What do you think about that one, Kyle?
I don't think anything's going to stop it sales-wise. Yeah. Also reception. I think people just want to play this game no matter what at this point. I don't think it'll have a huge impact personally on both making money for Naughty Dog as well as I think when it comes to critical reception and fan reception.
I definitely think it's going to have an impact. I don't know. And the reason it's a multiple like layered thing. One, you've changed this release date multiple times, so that's already confusing. My one friend, actually, I was talking to them. They thought it was September this game was coming out. So they
wow.
Yeah, no clue. Knowing that now you have just a month and a half to promote this game. I know it's huge. I know it's going to have a Netflix series, all that jazz. But then also at the same exact time, having it to where, like, again, you type in Last of Us Part 2 and you're going to get the spoilers for this game. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt big time. So for me, I do think it's going to hurt sales and reception as well. A lot of people are reading things and jumping to conclusions. Again, like we have plot points, but we don't know how those points evolve. And so people are already jumped to conclusions that this story sucks. That sucks to hear, but it is what it is. So yeah, no, I think no doubt. And that is why this game is coming out in June 19th instead of what their probably original plan was. So for me, I think it will have an impact on sales, but I think the bigger thing is once we see the reviews of this game, that's going to be the biggest motivator for sales. And I think at the end, by that time, I think Sony will hopefully have kind of a control on the leaks. But yeah, I definitely do think, and it is sad because I this is supposed to be their juggernaut, and I think it is going to be hurt by not just even the leaks, but still the situation we're in right now, economically and just distribution wise. What's that going to look like? We saw, Final Fantasy VII, right, come out almost kind of sort of solely digitally. They wanted bigger sales than what they had. So, yeah, this is definitely going to affect them. But I also think that games like Last of Us have tales that will last literally years. And I think also at the end of the day, when it comes to spoilers, I'm of two minds of saying it hurts maybe at launch, but then you also got to get word of mouth in. There are some times where you're talking to someone and you reveal like a portion of a story to a book or a game or a movie, and then they're like, "Oh, that's what happens? Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, all right, well, like I'm in." And they go out and they buy it for like $20 when it's that price, right? Or full 60. So for me, it definitely has an impact, but we're gonna have to see how much of an impact come release. With that, Kyle, listen, enough news that bums us out. I'm already done with it, okay?
Yeah. All aboard.
All right, good. With that,
all aboard.
Let's get into the next bit of news, sir.
Yeah, the reason why I say all aboard the hype train. Let's go.
Yeah, choo-choo, guys.
This next news is insane. First of all, I apologize, Megan, if I get your last name wrong. Megan Farokmanesh from The Verge. Summer Game Fest, a new digital celebration, promises months of gaming news and events. Summer Game Fest, a new industry-wide celebration of video games that will span from May through August, was announced today. It will bring breaking news, in-game events, and free playable content from companies across the game industry all season long. Jeff Keighley will act as both curator and host for pre- and post-shows in a lineup that includes companies such as Bethesda, Blizzard Entertainment, CD Projekt Red, Electronic Arts, Microsoft, Riot, Sony, and Square Enix. Late spring and summer typically bring about a huge number of announcements for the game industry. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, however, the year's biggest events, including GDC, South by Southwest, E3, and Gamescom, have all been restricted to online only or canceled outright. Unlike those conferences, which last a few days and rely heavily on in-person presence, Summer Game Fest is built to function as an all-digital event. Furthermore, it runs from May to August, making it the first gaming festival of its kind. Events will stream via all major channels, including Facebook, Mixer, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. As for details around specific events, publishers will handle those announcements directly. Platforms such as Steam and Xbox will also offer demos and trials of some games for a limited time. The Steam Game Festival Summer Edition is set for June 9th through the 14th. Quote, in these uncertain and challenging times, it's more important than ever that video games serve as a common and virtual connection point between us all, Keighley said in a prepared statement. SGF is an organizing principle that promises fans a whole season of video game news and other surprises from the comfort of home, end quote.
Kyle, this is huge. This is literally Jeff Keighley going, listen, E3, not happening this year. Let's capitalize that E3's not happening this year. Let's put a dagger in the heart of this thing. Let's get everybody together. Right? Mm-hmm. You're seeing names like Microsoft and Sony in the same paragraph, same sentence. That's huge.
It's huge.
You know, we're talking about Inside Xbox just earlier in the show, for shits and gigs, but that is going to be presented by Summer Game Fest. And it is a way for the industry to say, hey, look, we're united together to celebrate video games. And I think there's nothing better.
What makes it even more exciting for me is that first splash image of all these developers that were on there. It said phase 1.
Yeah.
So there's going to be multiple phases. And I think as, you know, you're listening to the show because you love video games, you love PlayStation. We're talking about video games because we love them so much. The fact that we're getting a whole summer of cool new news, that makes E3 seem like preschool coloring on a coloring book. Compared to like creating a Rube Goldberg of hypeness,
yes. No,
you know what I mean?
No, I get
it's insane.
It's kind of what I've always said about E3. E3 is great, but it's literally a week and then there's nothing. Where now for the summer, you have all these developers, all these publishers going, okay, I got something. We can kind of take our time. We don't have to hit the deadline of June if we don't want to. And we can craft the message we want and then have Jeff Keighley present it for us.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best thing about this is it's what I've always been saying. You get to pick a day where you're owning the conversation. And you're, you know, again, we have this like little like flower petal moment of like everybody's friends and the industry's great. We're not competitors whatsoever. And we're all kind of banding together to celebrate games. And this is the best way to do it. So you're owning the news cycle. And this is very purposeful. Again, Jeff Keighley has a schedule of who's saying what on what day, so that Ubisoft may be saying something on Tuesday. It'll get all the news it wants to promote whatever game it's promoting on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? And then EA doesn't have to worry about, you know, scheduling on top of Ubisoft. Jeff Keighley will be like, oh, no. Listen, Ubisoft has their thing on Tuesday. Come out on Thursday or come out the week afterwards, and you'll own that news cycle for yourself. So this is a way for, the industry not to just band together and say, aren't games great, but to also strategize together going, how can we optimize, lift each other up and not dampen each other's messaging? Totally makes sense.
We're already seeing a bunch of this, like, today, really. There have been so many trailers and game announcements today on Twitter that have got me real excited. This isn't for everyone, and you laughed when I said this, but PGA Golf is getting a 2K game this year. Holy crap, that's huge for sports games fans like myself, and it's getting away from the Tiger Woods name and those games. Like, it is gonna get that 2K polish, which is why I love NBA 2K. The game called Ghost Runner, this
Yes.
parkour-looking ninja game,
Hardcore parkour.
where you're just like slicing through people. It looks dope. Demo starting today on Steam for like a week or so. You can play the demo. You have the Mortal Kombat additional story trailer or whatever it was, which I didn't watch.
You have fucking
But, like-
RoboCops in it now, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. They're just like, fuck it. We're embracing 80s, 90s. Let's go. All the
That's
references.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. We're getting all these cool video game things at a time where we normally didn't.
Yeah.
And if we're
again,
going to get that stretched out over months,
they're
it's gonna
not
be amazing.
intersecting. They're not overlapping.
No.
This is a choreographed dance we're seeing from the industry itself. Yeah, it's totally awesome to see. And with that, I think first time writer in on the show, Diaz209 tweets at us. With Sony being named as one of the publishers involved with Summer Game Fest, do you not expect them to continue their state of play format? What do you see with Sony being there?
Yeah.
Do they still stick with their state of play, I guess, showcase, or do they go with something different? What do you think?
I think when I saw that logo on that splash image, my first thought was state of play isn't happening as a name. Just because I think it's bigger than that.
Okay.
If we're talking PS5, I'm not saying state of play is going forever.
Right.
I think state of play will again come back once PS5 is in its cycle and we're getting games and stuff out pretty regularly. I just think for this event, it's not going to be state of play. It's going to be like the future of PlayStation type thing. It's not. It's what I think state of play. I think current. I think but with PlayStation 5, I think that's way bigger and for the future, seeing what we're gonna be playing on for years to come.
Yeah. I think state of play stays the same. And I actually think the format's perfect because now you don't have to have anybody in their living room going, hey guys, guess what happened back in March? And because incompetence ensued, here we are. It's just like, no. Have that disembodied voice. People are going to understand it. And also, you still need to have state of play make sense. And so as a branding thing, I think they're still going to keep it. Just like how, look, again, we keep on referencing Xbox, my apologies. But like, you still see Xbox use Inside Xbox, but it is being promoted as the Summer Game Fest. It's a little banner image. So no doubt you're going to see Microsoft, Bethesda, Sony go, hey, thanks Jeff Keighley and the Summer Game Fest crew for having us here, and then going along their day, right? Or like the splash image of like, because of COVID-19, we're here and there's no loose reveal dates, that type of shit. So you're going to get one of the two and probably both where they'll let you know it's a Summer Games Fest presenting, but this is state of play. Because again, branding's important.
Sure.
And I think the only thing that really changes is when this was supposed to drop. That's really it.
That's fair.
And now the most famous Seamus I've ever met in my entire life, and that's just a fact, and that's not fiction, has another question for us. If Summer Game Fest is a success, do you think it will be the final nail in the coffin for E3 and the ESA? I added that part in. Kyle, do you think this is the nail in the coffin if successful?
Let me grab my hammer. I'll help.
Oh, shit.
I think it is. Like you said, everyone is going to get their chance to shine. No one's going to really be overlapping unless it doesn't really play out that way in practice. But I just think this is too good. I think just bring gaming and stretch it out and have a whole summer celebrating it. I think this is way better than trying to cram everything in 3 days. Yeah,
again, like I think E3 is going to evolve, but I also think the way that we present it is going to evolve. There is a magic, I say it all the time, where like when I saw the first iPhone reveal and it was supposed to be a reveal for an internet communicator, a widescreen iPhone, a widescreen iPod, a phone, we thought we were getting three things. And then seeing Steve Jobs say that like 6 times over, and then the crowd was like, whoa, wait, are you what? And he's like, yeah, we're talking about one thing here, it's called iPhone. And having that audience reaction, that's what you want. Having Keanu Reeves on stage, that brings a certain era of personality of of unexpectedness, of mystery around these events and hype. And so I think you do need them. I think they're, though, again, it's going to be different. I think there's going to be a time and a place for them. So I'd hate to say this is the nail in the coffin for E3. We'll have to see how big of a success this is. But to me, I just think the way that, you know what, long story short, E3's dead, but I think the way we're going to see companies reveal their games is going to change.
I agree with you on that.
Long attitude there, but yeah.
I still think the audience in the crowd for some of these is still special enough, and I still think that will be part of a thing where they'll have a couple days dedicated to like PlayStation and Xbox, and for the fans to really like mini PSXs and mini I forgot what the Microsoft one is called.
Yeah, is that Xbox XL?
XL, yeah. like during that week or 2 weeks in the summer, as a way to get the fans in there. Yeah. But like, yeah, I think fan participation.
I think that's what it's going to be at the end of the day. I think I think hopefully, PlayStation Experience comes back. XO is going to be the thing, and those are like the template things. Because like remember when everybody loved The Last of Us and the SJWs didn't try to ruin everything? The Last of Us 2 reveal, seeing everybody slowly realize and freak out. Man, that's what you want in the games. Those are great moments. You don't want to ruin them. With that, Ringo writes in, or tweets at us rather. Thank you again. Gang, thank you for writing your questions in. It really, really, really does help, especially in these times.
Absolutely.
And they say, love the show. What you and Kyle hope... What are you and Kyle hoping hoping for...
You got this.
During the Summer Game Fest? Keep up the good work. So what are you hoping for?
Thanks a lot, Rigo.
Yeah, thank you.
My eyes went to
Words
one
are
thing
hard
other
for me.
than other than seeing PlayStation on that Phase 1 list. Very excited about that. My eyes started down to WB. Where's Batman? Where's that Harry Potter leak? Rocksteady, what are you doing? So like that is audio listeners, I just left. I think WB is easily my most hyped thing of that. Because what are they working on? Yeah. We saw a leaked video of this Harry Potter thing, and it looked awesome. This Batman tease was how many months ago at this point? Yeah, like it is. We need to see what they're going on here.
You know that's Batman.
That was not English, but oh well.
Listen, you and me, man. Time's a flat circle. All that jazz. Quarantine. We know Batman. We know Harry Potter. But then also, what's NetherRealm working on? Because they did say in a Game Informer interview, God knows when, that, they're working on something else. Yeah. It's not Injustice. It's not Mortal Kombat. So, what is Team B working on?
Oh man. That's exciting.
Yeah. The Knight's a puppy, and we're about to breed this thing into full-bred dog, man. So we don't know. We don't know, but we'll find out soon. And I think it's this summer we're going to find out, man. With that, Kyle, let's talk about EA. And what's even crazier, this is how we know we're living in crazy times. We're not going to shit on EA.
We're not? No.
We're not. No, this is crazy.
How the turntables have turned. I don't even know if that's the quote, but it is now.
No, it's Michael Scott. He goes, so how the turntables...
Okay.
It's a long, awkward pause.
That's what it was. Yep. Yeah. By Eddie McCooch from GameSpot. EA comments on free PS5 and Xbox Series X game upgrades. EA CFO Blake Jorgensen said during EA's earnings briefings that at least some of the company's titles will be available on PS5 and Xbox Series X through upgrades that won't cost extra. Jorgensen shared this information in remarks about the revenue that EA is expecting during the fiscal year. Quote, note that this year the phrasing includes the effect of revenue recognition from the games we are launching for the current generation of consoles that can also be upgraded for free for the next generation, he said. Emphasis added. We've made a preliminary estimate of that impact in the phrasing, but it should be noted that this will not affect net bookings for the full year, nor cash flow, just the timing of recognition, end quote. Jorgensen didn't elaborate further as to how this upgrade scheme is going to work or what games will support it.
This, again, Blake Jorgensen. I don't trust this guy. He sounds like a robot when he talks, man. This sounds like he's a walking PR release, like a press release. Like
type in the code in his back, close the back panel, and off you go.
And then he's like, Blake Jorgensen here. How are you? Yeah, like it's robotic. It is concerning. Like I watched Terminator Dark Fate last week.
Yeah,
kind of thinking he's like a T-19. Like it's worrisome. But this one's all about greed. Anyway, Luke Lore writes in, because effectively what he's saying here, if you could break down the binary, is your Xbox One games will get upgraded to the Series X, right? Which is their smart delivery that Microsoft has been toting out. And similarly with the PlayStation 5. And this is a question mark that we've had since literally March, since smart delivery was announced.
Yep.
And I said it then, and I'll say it now. It's a huge deal that Sony jumps on this, because if their games are not, simply just backwards compatible, I don't think it's going to cut it. If I have to buy Valhalla twice on PlayStation, if it comes out earlier for PS4, and then when PS5 comes out, I still got to pay $60 or some bonus upgrade fee. Chances are I'm just going to choose it on Xbox because I can buy it once and it's mine. I never have to worry about it, right?
Yeah, it'd be stupid for Sony not to have it.
It would be stupid, and it would be something of something to worry about, because it's kind of tone deaf. But what we're hearing here in the computer speak is that no, they're going to have a system in place. And Luke Lore writes in to kind of expand on that thought. It doesn't matter if PS4/PS5 is smart delivery or is enhanced backwards compatible acceptable. Is there a difference in your minds? Obviously, we'll find out for sure later, but in terms of marketing, is there a different message?
Okay. Here is where this whole conversation confuses the crap out of me.
All right, let's go for it.
Isn't smart delivery just enhanced backwards compatibility?
Okay, great question. Yeah, I understand a lot of PlayStation folks out here, we are kind of getting confused with cross-buy versus smart delivery. So, essentially, it is a gray area.
Well, let me explain what I think what it is. It will effectively take your PS4 games or your Xbox One games, and then on Series X or PS5, it will then enable like ray tracing and faster load times, and these things that can only be used on the new box,
right,
and not the old box. So is that not just enhanced backwards compatibility?
All right, so let me stop you there. What he's saying by enhanced backwards compatibility is like when you're playing a PlayStation 4 game on a PS4 Pro and it says Pro Enhanced, and what you get is just like the smoother textures.
Sure.
Yeah. That's what he's saying is, when you plug in, for example, because it's the only game that we know as of right now, but you know what? If we say Batman, we will it into existence. If you put the new Batman game and you buy it on your PS4 and you take that PS4 disc, you put it in your PlayStation 5, you don't get the ray tracing. You don't get fucking Mark Cerny collecting your ears. You just get the game playing as it would on PS4, maybe just smoother textures. So you don't get the spinning rims on this shit, Exhibit doesn't come out and talk about how fancy this thing is. I get it. It's weird.
So then then you're just getting...
It's just backwards compatible. You're not getting any real big enhancements. You're not getting a texture pack that comes with it that gives you the 4K or the 8K or the 120 FPS. You're literally just getting what you got with the PS4 game for the most part. All
right. I guess that kind of makes a little bit more sense in my brain.
Again,
I'm not a dum-dum when it comes to this. Give me all the good stuff.
Right.
Give me everything extra because I have a TV that can handle it.
But is it a big deal if PlayStation's like, nah, it's just backwards compatible, none of the big kit and caboodle?
Yeah, I'm also in that boat as well. I don't think it's a huge...
Okay.
It's not the biggest deal for me. The gameplay is not going to change.
Right.
The content of the game is not going to change. It's basically just how it looks.
For me, I'm of two minds.
Minus the loading.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, for me, if Cyberpunk is... being real, as a gamer to gamer, podcaster to, this is my platform here. I got to say whatever the fuck I want. Sony says there's no smart delivery coming to PS5. More like the first 6 months, I'll get my third-party games either on Xbox or PC because I have a graphics card on my PC that can handle it. So for me, it's not the worst thing in the world because most of the times these games are going to be held back by the PS4, by the Xbox One, and we're not going to see all the capabilities of next gen anyway. So for me, it's not the biggest thing in the world, but I think it is important to say the least. And I do feel like if you're upset by PlayStation either doing or not doing it, but from what we see, they are doing it, then that's your choice, man. I can't lead you astray either way. So yeah. Whew, what a topic. What a topic.
I mean, you also say that you'll get your third-party games that way, but you're getting into the mindset of a trophy hunter. Like, those trophies... They'll be like, come on, Joe. Come on.
Come on. You got a couple, now you want more, I bet.
That is a question hopefully we'll learn soon.
Yeah.
What does that system look like on PS5? Are they changing how trophies work?
But again, at the end of the day, it seems like everything is pointing in the direction that PS5 is having it. I just think at this point, though, Sony needs to start talking. And I don't think I don't think it'll be a surprise if, like, next week we're talking about PS5 stuff. If they had a state of play, they need one by the end of the month because all the publishers, all the developers are like, we want to start promoting our games, and you don't want to hold off so long where they'll just start jumping ship to Xbox or like Nintendo or something like that. So,
isn't there a rumor June 4th?
There's a lot of
first
rumors,
week of
aren't
June,
there?
right?
Yeah. To me, it's just gonna make sense if it's May because again, publishers, developers, they want this out. The June rumors and leaks, I don't report on them because they're so finicky. I think if Sony's smart though, they don't let Microsoft have all the oxygen in the room.
I agree.
So with that, we're gonna know soon. And from what everything has been reporting on, it looks like we're going to get smart delivery as well. Hopefully, and I'm gonna be real with you, Sony could kind of translate it into English so that we can understand it as Sony gamers. If they just say, like they said with the Vita or PS3, where it's cross-buy, if they're like, it's cross-buy, then we'll understand that. It's English to us, and we'll just go without our day.
Give us the game sharing video of smart delivery.
Yeah.
Give us that, and it'll be great.
And even if it's like, hey, if you buy this physical, there is a code that gives you the PS5 version. Or something like that. Totally fine with that too. Like as long as you're giving me the options, I'm totally down on it.
Yeah, I'm only like that code can only work if the disc is in the system.
Yeah,
because then people will just rip off the codes and whatever.
I can't wait till some developer message me in DM and is just like, hey, listen, you're a fucking idiot, right? Uh-huh.
We know.
Well aware. Anyway, Kyle, let's talk about things we actually have some, knowledge in.
And has been getting a lot of love lately.
Yeah,
which
man.
is good to see.
Let's do it.
PSVR news. A couple of these are on PlayStation Lifestyle. A couple of these I got from Push Square. Vader Immortal comes to PSVR this summer. Mm-hmm. Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners out now. Mm-hmm. Pistol Whip coming summer 2020. And if you don't know what Pistol Whip is, Whip is a kind of like an on-rails rhythm shooter. The quote from one of the developers says, you know how in action movie trailers they sync all the gunfire and fisticuff sounds to match up with the music? Mm-hmm. That's what it feels like to play Pistol Whip. So that is what you're getting in Pistol Whip, which sounds amazing.
Dude, it looks fucking cool.
It looks great. And then the last one...
It looks like Super Hot and like Beat Saber had a kid.
Yeah. It's I can't wait.
Yeah.
And then the last one is a game called Gorn, which is out later this month, May 19th? Yes, May 19th. Gorn is like you can rip people's limbs off and beat them with it. Like it's like an arena like battle type thing.
Love it. Which one of these games are you excited for? Because Vader Immortal, I think we all know what that game is. Big Oculus game. You have a lightsaber. The lightsaber is fucking fugly as all hell.
Can I be real with this one?
Yeah, I guess.
Why you look sad? This is only good things
Oh,
coming out.
usually when we have our real talk moments, it's a harsh truth.
This is Kyle shooting for the stars.
Okay.
Right? This gives me hope for Half-Life Alyx eventually coming on a PSVR system.
You know what also gives me hope for Alyx coming on a PSVR system? The next game we're going to talk about, Walking Dead.
Ooh,
Saints and Sinners. And it's out now. I hear nothing but amazing things about this game. Seeing the trailer, this is the one that I'm the most excited about, actually, is Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. It really does look like almost like a full-fledged game just in PSVR. None of these experiences or watered-down stuff. Like, you're doing some really awesome stuff in this game. So, for me, I'm definitely interested in Saints and Sinners. What about you? What's the game that has you the most hyped? Checked on.
It's Pistol Whip. It's when I go to when I went to movie theaters, hopefully one day soon. When a trailer syncs, like not even a movie trailer. Hold on, stay with me here, friends. The Punisher Netflix trailer. With Metallica's One, right? Where he's reloading the gun and it's to the drum beat and I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Like it's a rhythm game. It's all about that kind of stuff. I will play that until my eyes bleed because I've been in the headset for hours.
And I think the elevator pitch is just fantastic. It's like, it's literally a movie trailer. You're playing it.
Yeah.
Dope.
I can't wait. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. Kyle, let's talk about the next
by the
story.
way, before we move on from VR.
Sorry,
What Iron Man, where are you at?
Right at this point, we have so many games.
We have 4 PSVR games with dates.
And like the 2 franchises in there. Don't get me wrong, Iron Man's huge. I mean, Walking Dead isn't as big as Iron Man, but it's still a
Star
franchise.
Wars.
You got Star Wars, Vader Immortal. That's huge, coming out this summer. It does make me think, though, all right, Iron Man is definitely a summer release.
I would hope so. Yeah. And it's got me thinking, I think we said this last week or the week before, but like, you got to think there was a VR bundled headset with Iron Man.
Yeah.
And you're going to run into that problem. Is going to force people to choose that or PS5. And like, most people are going to go PS5. And like, I don't know. It's weird, man. It's very weird.
Yeah. Let's talk
Speaking about weird.
Fuck, you stole the segue. Let's get weird, Kyle.
Joe Scrubbles from IGN writes, Cyberpunk 2077 will let you customize your genitals. I said that correctly, friends. The ESRB has published its ratings report for Cyberpunk 2077, which includes a new bit of information about the game's character creator. You can now customize your player character's genitals. Per the report, quote, players can select a gender and customize their character. Customization can include depictions of breast, buttocks, and genitalia, as well as various sizes and combinations of genitals. End quote. This would appear to be a part of CD Projekt Red's decision not to include a traditional gender option in the game, instead offering a really inclusive expanded character customization menu. Much of the report, which awards the game an M17+ rating, focuses on the adult content mentioned in the previous Australian ratings report, including suggested sexual actions, extreme violence, and gore and swearing. Quote, players can encounter events where they have the option to engage in sexual activities with other main characters or prostitutes, says the report. These brief sex scenes from a first-person perspective depict partially nude characters moaning suggestively while moving through various positions. Some scenes contain brief depictions of thrusting motions. Other scenes depict a character's head moving towards a partner's crotch, end quote. Thank God my nieces did not decide to come downstairs while I was reading that one.
Hey, Uncle
this will be.
What's
This is
going on?
This is 100% a game I play once they're in bed. There's no way I can take a risk.
Okay. All right, Kyle.
Yeah.
Real talk. Let's get to the brass bolts of this situation here.
Brass bolts. Got it.
Is this a little bit too much? In terms of, like, we saw Rockstar come out with, like, the nut physics. And we were all kind of concerned of, like, is this game kind of getting ahead of itself in terms of the simulation instead of game? Is this a feature that we really actually want in this game?
for me, I don't necessarily need this from a character creator. I think it's not really for us anyway. I think it's for those people that identify as trans and want to really feel like the character is befitting themselves and how they see themselves and how they feel about themselves. So I think it's awesome they're giving an option to them. But for us, it doesn't. I don't need it.
Yeah.
Like I will spend very little amount of time on this.
Yeah.
From being awkward and
just curious. You're gonna check. You're gonna see how.
Joe, of course I'm gonna check, but like I'm not gonna spend super long on it.
Yeah.
Puns.
Puns.
I heard what I did there.
Yeah. No, for me, I'm the same with you. It's not so much like. It's immersing you in the character. It's immersing you in the world. It also, like, it's not like the horse nut physics because you're not gonna really look at it. I stare at those nuts for hours. You know what I'm saying?
My screensaver.
Yeah, exactly. I just see it. But like for me, it adds a level of immersion I'm okay with, and yeah, I'm not gonna spend any time with because I'm gonna make my guy have a micro penis.
Yeah, I think the
because I want to feel like me. And I was just walking around,
That's fair. That's fair.
What I lack in length, the females love my enthusiasm. What can I say?
I think the other thing is the sex scenes thing is interesting because we've always gotten. I think of Mass Effect, right? I think of BioWare when it comes to like sex in games.
Right.
And, like they imply it, like they go off screen.
Right.
We don't really see much, but here they're taking it to like the next level, or like
the infamous hot GTA coffee 5?
Thing in GTA.
Wasn't it in GTA 5 you actually saw the head movement?
It's been so long since I played that game. I don't know.
I think there's actually head movement because I remember.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I remember playing the game and I was just like, "Hey, mom, come in this room right here." And she's like,
"Oh my
what's
God.
going on? Oh my God!" And she said, and I remember these words till the day I die. How can she talk with all that in her mouth?
Oh no, Mama, bad bit.
My mom, she's a character. We have fun. Again, top tier Mother's Day episode. My mom's the judge. You should check that out. Patreon.com/badbit. It's gonna be a ton of fun. But yeah, no, I look. Fine. And if there's a trophy involved, I'm getting that platinum. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Ugh. But cool. Whatever you're into, people. I don't care. With that, Kyle, before we prepare the drop, let's do something special. Okay? Let's get the Last of Us trailer out here.
Oh, no, I'm not ready.
Oh, you will be. You will be.
Let me take a sip of water.
Again.
So my eyes have tears to put out.
Now, Kyle, it has just come to me that Sony right now is copyright claiming anything that has to do with The Last of Us. So we have to be really careful. So instead of us just dropping the trailer in the middle of the podcast and then getting a copyright claim and then, who knows what happens afterwards, we get just a team of lawyers attacking us with books and stuff. What we're going to do is I'm going to count till 3 and I'm going to do a hard edit, and you would have already seen The Last of Us Part 2 story trailer. So with that, let's get Kyle's first reactions to this trailer. In 3, 2, 1.
Joe.
Yes. And we're back. How are you feeling, Kyle?
I'm like on the verge tears. Not quite there yet. I think it's because I know people are watching me. But I think my biggest takeaway from this is obviously it looks freaking gorgeous.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine what it's going to look like on my 4K resolution TV. Second thing.
Yes.
Is the facial animations take this game to a whole new level.
Yeah.
Seeing that last shot of Ellie with like bloody face and just she's crying and she looks like she's scared and fear and anger, just you can read all of it on her face, and it's just graphics, man. Like that's not a real person doing it is, but they're translating it to just ones and zeros. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. Kyle.
I don't know if I'm ready for the intensity of this game, honestly.
Yeah. It's got to be fucking intense.
Seeing Seeing Joel with her with the guitar, assuming he's teaching her how to play, like.
And that's a callback from the first trailer.
Yeah.
Where she's playing it herself.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Man, oh man.
Boring trailer, right, Kyle?
Yeah, okay, whatever. You were telling me before we watched this, how people are like 50-50 on this, and I don't understand what that other 50 are talking about.
I don't know either.
This is one of the best gaming trailers I've seen.
Yeah.
Not just from Last of Us in general, I just think in overall. And this could just be because I just watched it, and obviously I'm a huge Last of Us fan, but that gave you everything.
Yeah.
That gave you action. You got to look at the workbench where you can upgrade your weapons. It looks just like a cutscene. It does not look any different from what the rest of the game looks like. You got some relationship stuff there with Tommy. You got some of the new characters in there. Man, this gave it all almost without the spoilers, thank God. But like, oh man, June 19th. Let's go. Let's bring it already.
Fucking go. And again,
which reminds me, I have to call Best Buy and ask if I can switch from store pickup to have it shipped to my house.
Ooh, that's good. Now,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know anymore as well because I have the in-store pickup. My question for you, sir, would you be buying this game digitally as well, or are you gonna wait? That's dangerous.
If they can't change my collector's edition to ship at home, I will buy this digitally. I can't risk it. I can't risk it.
Can't. With that, you don't need to be hanging on to anything. Prepare the drop.
Hanging on my emotions right now. Jesus Christ.
Each and every week, PlayStation drops the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation onto the PlayStation storefront. The only problem is that there are way too many games to list off, so each host picks a game of their choosing and talks about why they're so hyped. Now, with that, since Kyle is still gathering himself, we're going to read Joe's pick. John Wick. Become the Baba Yaga. John Wick. Hex is a fast-paced, action-oriented strategy game that makes you think you strike like John Wick in the professional hitman of the critically acclaimed franchise.
What was that?
Dude, the guy, the guy that in John Wick. God damn it, he's also in Horizon Zero Dawn. He
okay.
He puts on a really
the Continental.
No. He's the lobby.
The guy
manager.
at the front desk.
The front desk. Yeah. There you go. Because I love how he says John Wick. He's like John Wick.
John Wick.
John Wick. He has like this like awesome accent to it. I can't even fucking put a finger on it. He's just like John Wick.
I was still reeling from the trailer while you were reading it, and then you did that. I was like, oh, okay, I'm back.
Kyle, what's your pick, sir?
My pick is a game that I was jealous that Xbox had for a long time, and it's finally on PlayStation. Void Bastards. Forget everything you know about first-person shooters. Void Bastards asks you to take charge, not just point your gun and fire. Your task is to lead the ragtag Void Bastards out of the Sargasso Nebula. You make the decisions, where to go, what to do, and who to fight. And then you must carry out that strategy in the face of strange and terrible enemies. It's like a roguelike for first-person shooter, where everything's randomly generated, cel-shaded style.
Yep.
That was an Xbox-only thing for, I think, last year.
Yeah.
Around September or something.
I think it's Game Pass thing, yeah.
Got it. Yep.
And now it's also on the Switch as well. PS4 and Switch, I believe.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally dope. Not a game for me, but I can't wait to play John Wick. So with that, Kyle, let's get into the Andy House's snail mail segment, okay? You can write into this show via the Casa de Badbit Discord server, or you could tweet at us at PS Trophy Room your questions for the show, and we answer them here, or we just, litter it throughout the show, and it really helps us, makes our job a lot easier, and it really just, I love seeing it every time. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not just talking into the void. People actually listen, and it makes me really happy. And I hope you're enjoying this episode as well. So with that, you could also write in, pen a letter to Andrew House, send it to his his home address, and then I go each and every week to Great Britain. I swim there, I boat there, I fly there. I don't care.
It's crazy how you're getting around the travel laws in our current state of affairs.
Who knows, man?
Oh man,
Who knows?
You have like the black Subway card where you can just eat Subways for free. It's just like, here, go wherever you want.
Listen, I know how to get around, okay? Without leaving a trace. And with that, you know how many pieces of mail we found in Andrew House's mailbox this week?
How many?
About this many. 3.
Oh, 3. Nice.
Our first question comes from the most famous Seamus I've ever met in my entire life.
Seamus getting a lot of love this episode.
He had 3 amazing questions. They're all in here, man. So great. With Xbox showing some Xbox Series X gameplay tomorrow, do you think... I'm gonna make sure. You know, you get like some PlayStation fanboys and be like, yeah, fuck Xbox. I'll just go...
I like that as a new like response to it all. I like it.
Do you think Sony needs to show PS5 gameplay soon to catch up? Do we need to see something out of PlayStation? It's fucking May. I say
are you talking first party PlayStation?
I'm saying fucking anything. Like Mark Cerny just
well, that's what we're getting tomorrow, right? We're getting third party stuff tomorrow.
No, don't give me this push square bullshit. Okay, of like PS5 games are being shown on an Xbox 4. No, I mean we're like Sony.
You just want the blue background after the trailer.
Yes,
that's what you want.
Yes. When are we gonna see that emblem? When are we gonna hear fucking anything, Kyle?
Hopefully soon. Yeah, I want to see whatever God's Fall is. I want to see more of that game.
I would like to just fucking see what this console looks like. I would just like again.
Give me that pizza warmer. The dev kit thing.
I have gone from jealousy to okay, Sony. Now you really do have to start talking. Because we are getting in the months where this starts to count. Like, this is when your PR and your marketing starts spinning. Start fucking spinning soon, I would hope. Mm-hmm. But again, like, eventually we will see it. I do think we're going to see it sooner rather than later in some way, shape, or form because publishers are pushing them. So, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Our next question comes from Donnie, again from PSVG. He writes in, do you think we'll ever see a proper remake for The Last of Us, bringing it up to modern/future gen standards, or are some things better left alone? Personally, I think all the standout defining games from any console should be periodically kept updated and available.
Periodically.
Oh, sorry, what did I say?
Periodically?
Yeah,
you forgot the R.
Yeah, well, I'm a big idiot. Kyle, what do you think? I think one day, sure.
I think one day as well.
Yeah.
But I want Naughty Dog to do it. I don't want another studio to remake it. Sure. We look at Resident Evil. Capcom's handling that. Mm-hmm. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
What if it's like Enix. What if it's like Blue Point? 15 years in the future. That's like totally with the Shadow of the Colossus,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind. As long as people that understand that this is an important IP, it should be. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't have any problem with it.
Agreed.
Kyle, I have one more question for you. Technically, two. This comes from Ray, our fellow patron of the show / listener. Question numero uno. Okay, we got 2 here because we got along in the tooth.
I just read the second question. I'm really, really excited.
How did it come to be that Andrew House got all your attention? It seems like such a random choice. It could have been Ken Kutaragi or even Howard Stinger. Why does Andrew House have to deal with the stealing of his mail? How did this segment come to be? Ray, what a brilliant... okay, it's completely random. That's why it's funny. Because Andrew House doesn't work there anymore. I'm explaining the joke, so this is how... Yeah. All jokes, this is how it happens. So in my brain, what's funny? I'm stealing something from PlayStation HQ. Okay, fine, kind of unbelievable, but whatever. What if the real joke is...
Kind of unbelievable.
Kind of unbelievable.
Just kind of.
Just a little bit. Listen, I was born with a disease, and so now the egg's on your face, and you're going to feel really ashamed. When I step on the ground, it doesn't make a sound.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse. Trust me.
Okay.
So, I expect an apology. Hashtag cancel Kyle. So, yeah, it's kind of sort of unbelievable, right? Me sneaking into HQ. But who knows? With all the leaks happening, very plausible. What's funnier is that I'm stealing mail from someone who doesn't even work at Sony anymore. Who hasn't in some time. Who really, he's working at Nissan. Ken Kutaragi's retired. You know what I mean? Andrew House is still doing something. And that's the thing that's funny to me. That's why we keep doing this segment. It's random. It should, because like you're expecting it to be Ken. You're expecting it to be Howard, but it's not. It's fucking Andrew House. And I hate every time he does it.
Or even Sean Layden.
Yeah,
like,
but
that would have even made more sense.
Yeah, but again, we don't even know what happened to Sean.
No.
Question number 2. Who is the child that you sometimes mention in the show when apologizing for explicit content? Or tell to cover their ears? Tim Wolf's son, cover your ears.
It's a listener, Tim Wolf. His son listens to the show sometimes.
Well, no.
All the time.
He listens to the show in the car when he's driving his kid to school. Mm-hmm. And, like, I think Tim's like, my son's like 15, 16. So he, like, but I'm always picturing Tim Wolf's son, who's not even, like, I call him Tim Wolf Jr. It's not even Tim Wolf Jr. But I'm picturing someone who's, like, 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So,
I've also pictured him, like, in a car seat in the back.
And so we're talking about, like
Cyberpunk 2077.
Exactly. Tim Wolf's son, mute your ears. You know what I mean? Do what you gotta.
I hope one day soon we should do an episode with Tim Wolf and his son on the show.
Oh God. That's if patrons are good. Okay, listen, gang, everyone. This has been the Trophy Room, a podcast made by the players for the players. Let me know if you like these episodes when I'm kind of I'm loosening the tie. We're being a little wacky. Please, constructive criticism. Don't be a dick about it. All right. But if you really like it, let us know and like be a dick about it. Be like, listen, you stupid idiot, you should do this more, and I'll keep doing it. With that, Kyle, we're gonna protect your account from all these crazy folks out there.
You know where to find me if you want to find me.
Exactly.
You know where.
Okay, and if you're gonna really work that hard, you're a sad one. All right. Unless you're like, I'm a listener to the show and I respect Kyle. We'll wait till the 19th.
Me saying that, I'm gonna wake up in 2 days and somebody's gonna be outside my house with a banner with all the spoilers on it. So instead of John Cusack with the boombox, it's just some guy with this giant thing.
And he's not social distancing. With that, that's been the Trophy Room. You can find me over at Mr. Badbit. You can find this show's video version at youtube.com/badbitgames. RSS feeds, the jam. So with all that said, and with all that out of the way, everybody, keep your wits about you, keep hunting, and keep playing PlayStation.